Hi everyone, Miki Jacobs here. I was ready to get into the house, and then I remembered that I would like to talk a little bit as a continuation to the paranormal one, as a paranormal two, not the movie, the angel chat, and talk a little bit about haunted places, not only homes but buildings and such, as to what's that mean. So I remember that we didn't quite touch that. We more kind of touch noises and stuff and all kind of activities that loving spirits often do in our home, in our way, in our place where we live. But I didn't quite touch about haunted places. So I came back and decided to talk about for a little bit. So haunted places, meaning spirits that are stuck in certain places, are very much real. Now, what does that mean? It's mean that I think I did a video about ghosts. I'm pretty sure. So if you didn't hear about you know what I talked about ghosts, so go look at the video that I did and kind of listen to ghosts, which is connected a little bit. So sometimes indeed a spirit, after shedding the physical body, after death, decide not to cross over and merge with the rest of the energy of the soul that remain in the spirit world. We have free will. We have free will on planet Earth, and we have free will in the spirit world, meaning that although very rare, because most times when we shed the physical body, we go through the natural process. We meet the spirit guide and departed loved one. We actually get a homecoming, so it's a fantastic process, as I call it, and then we cross over, if you will, to the spirit world. Sometimes, for whatever reason, I found out to be when a spirit cross over prematurely because of the decision of the ego, of course, whether it is suicide or murder or a very, very difficult illness where there was a lot of pain. So the soul identified with the death, identified with planet Earth, with the life, not the soul, the higher self, the energy of the soul, which is kind of 10% of the energy that incarnated into the body. So when that percentage exit the physical body, instead of continue on with the procedure, as I call it, after death, even that the spirit guide come over and expresses to where the soul is and what happened. Sometimes souls simply stuck, either to the place, too attached, identified with the place, too upset. Of course, there's no more feelings. Nonetheless, it's have too much stain from the death or from the life that was just lived. So indeed, sometimes the soul remain in the house or place of work, or I know we see sometimes in hotels or buildings or wherever the soul just choose to stay instead of cross over to the spirit world. Now we call it haunted, which that's what it is. So is it rare? Yes, it is. It is very rare because again, it's all going home, meaning dying for us. It's terrible, but for the soul, it's celebration to finally get free from being stuck in the physical body for whatever amount of years we have. But sometimes that's happened. So what do you do? What do you do if that's happened? First of all, you have to, of course, want to make sure that indeed it's a haunted place, because as you remember from part one, we were just talking about that pleasant signs and noisy signs, you know, as we mentioned, the electricity and the fun. I hear a lot of phone ring and no one's there. That's fantastic signs. Certainly, if you're a little bit more aware in spirituality, such myself now after years, and able to see spirits and see the light and see orbs even, that's fantastic. But if you know that you're getting into a house that perhaps had a bad history, perhaps drugs, I hear a lot of times that maybe there is a murder or suicide, and you're just uncomfortable in the house, all you need to do is, obviously, you want to pray, not a religion pray, but pray for archangels, and specifically the archangel Michael, which is the warrior for us human beings. But you want to pray, you want to call archangels. Certainly you want to pray for the source, for God, for strength. and you want to sage the house. That's basically what will work. You go and you buy a sage, which is that herb that you light, and then it's kind of, smoky. And a lot of people ask me, are there any rules to saging the house? And other than positive intention, other than asking the energy to leave, other than asking the energy that the body is no longer. I mean, it's very much the same thing as if you would call someone professional to do that. So that's why I tell people that just do it yourself. Just go and buy a sage and kind of go with the smoke, go to the corner where negative energy tend to kind of stuck, go throughout the whole house, the basement, the attic, everything, bathrooms, and pray. Just smile and have a positive energy. You know that you do that alongside your powerful team by your side, and just simply ask the energy to leave. That is all you need to do. You don't need to, again, feed it by fear or try to contact it and what's happened. You just simply help the energy to cross over. It is also important for me here to mention about haunted places. I'm not sure I really like that word that much, because again it gives it a little bit Hollywoody, where in fact it's a little bit more simple. I mean, energy just simply stuck there. They don't mean to harm the human being unless they themselves negative, as we talked about. But if they are kind of stuck with the place, then there is a reason why they're there. They simply choose to stay there instead of moving over to the beautiful spirit world. But it's important to know that when you get to a new house, not new that just built, but new tenant, meaning someone else lived there before, it's always a good idea to sage the place. The reason for that is because energies, we're not just talking about spirits that stuck, but energies kind of leave residue. And if you're getting into a place where people argue, I mean, just relationships. It doesn't have to be something too big as a murder or suicide. But even argue, or certainly energies that are not compatible with yours, perhaps a little bit negative, maybe not as spiritual. So it is also a good idea to obviously sage the home. If you already have sage at the house, do not use it, because that's have the energy of the home. So go buy a sage and try to buy the sage from a spiritual place, perhaps a spiritual shop that you know that have a good energy, angel statues or whatever. Just look for a good place where they sell sage, and then any prayer would work. Of course, as long as it's out of love, out of positivity. Make sure you leave your ego aside and allow your soul, your higher self in the body, to do the cleansing. But so again, haunted, as we call it here on planet Earth, can be souls that stuck, but also energies that are just kind of a residue of energy in your home or office or car or any place that you might feel kind of dense or heavy or uncomfortable. Good idea. I mean, obviously I work with people in my office, so I just do it, so you can just do it. Sage is a fantastic way to clear up any dense energy or negativity. So I hope that will help you a little bit. So if you want to take my advice, I think that you would find it very helpful. So thank you very much again. I don't think I'm going to do any Paranormal Activity 3. I think I'm pretty much cover kind of the main thing about it, and I hope you enjoy it again. So again, take good care, and I will see you next time. Bye.